Well,
this is insanity. Bro, I couldn't even imagine that it would look anything close to this.
that was Kenji. And he's had the dream to create his very own podcast show for the longest time, but he's never been able to accomplish his goal because of his lack of technical expertise. Luckily, fate had plans for our paths to cross, and I was able to assist him in creating his very own podcast studio. In this video, I am going to show you how we turn this room into this podcast studio. Quick backstory for this all to make sense. I love podcasts. I listen to them every day, in the morning, during work, when I go to bed. I feel that they are a great way to absorb knowledge from a vast majority of different sources. I love listening to a podcast where the audio is super crisp, like Joe Rogan and all those other guys, and I understand that with a podcast, audio is the most important part. I met Kenji through a mutual friend of ours, Heather. Big shout out to Heather. He mentioned to me how much he's always wanted to start a podcast, and hearing that, I was like, dude, I would love to help you make one because I know all the components necessary to make a good one. And just like that, we instantly clicked and planned our next meet. We came to an agreement to fly me down to Georgia. I would get all the podcast gear delivered to his house so that when I get there, I could set it all up. Fast forward a few months later, and here I am in a plane terminal waiting for my next flight to Atlanta, Georgia. One of the most interesting weekends that I've ever experienced. Yeah, he's yep. Oh, okay.
Come on,
we
man.
made
I've been
it.
waiting to see this guy forever, a lifetime. Come on in here, man. Let's get it, bro.
Let's do this. So
Here's the space we working with.
This is gonna be the spot.
And you know what? I'm like, let me clean this up, Prim. Like, I want you to see me in my natural state.
No, this is good.
This is my natural habitat right here.
All right, so the game plan for this weekend,
yes,
this whole space, it's gonna change, man. It's gonna be your dream, your vision. This is what it's gonna be. I can't wait to see what we turn this into.
I cannot wait to see what we turn this into. I know you the formal authority on it, and I'm just excited, man. Ready to go in on it, man.
Dude,
no
I'm
hesitation, no reservations. This is going to be fucking magnificent. I see it.
That's what I want to hear. All right, so this is our update so far. A lot better than before. Kenji, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking you got the correct vision for it. I see what you're trying to do. It's going to be amazing, man. I can't wait to see what you turn this space into, bro. Yo, your vision is amazing, and I see it. I cannot wait for this to be a thing, man. You don't even understand the excitement that I'm going through right now.
All right, bro. Dude, I'm feeling it. Let's get this.
Let's get it.
Let's take a little break. We'll come back to this, but yeah, it's going to look good.
It's going to be amazing.
Dope. Let's do this. So now let's talk about the gear that was used to make this podcast studio. Kenji gave me a budget to work with, and my goal was to make sure we get all the equipment necessary underneath that budget while not sacrificing too much on quality. The main priority here is sound. For the mics, I went with the new Shure MV7s. Now, I know some of you may be thinking that the best podcast mics out there are the Shure SM7Bs. They're the same mics that Joe Rogan uses and other big podcasters use. However, they're $400 a mic, and you're gonna need a cloud lifter for them, and Kenji's not the most tech-savvy guy, so having all that included wouldn't make much sense for him. My thinking here was an affordable mic with still good sound quality that was easy to use. Shure just released their MV7s this past year, and they are the perfect podcast mic for gaming, streaming, whatever you need. The next piece of gear that we're gonna need is the audio mixer. I highly recommend the Rodecaster Pro. This machine is just perfect for anyone looking to start a podcast and wants a simple to use interface with a lot of options. It's very user friendly. It does everything you need it to do for an audio mixer, and you really can't go wrong. For the cameras that I chose, my criteria was budget friendly, good quality, no overheating, no record limit, and a flip out screen. The camera that I decided to go with was the Sony ZV-1. This camera hits all those checks besides the overheating, but you can get around that by just shooting only in 1080. One of the nice features about it is that you can just plug it into a micro USB cable to provide constant power, so you never have to worry about it turning off. The only issues we ran into was when you're shooting in 4K, it does tend to overheat, which is why we made the switch to 1080. Even Joe Rogan produces his shows in 1080 still. So we decided to go for two of those, and they cost around $750. Not bad for an all-in-one camera. So that was basically it for all the big tech pieces. Everything else are just accessories like memory card, lighting, tripods, so you really don't need that much. The main thing is the microphones, the camera, if you want visuals, lighting, the Rodecaster. With everything added up and calculated, it all came out to under $4,000. Not too bad to get this setup fully started and ready to go. So I ordered everything on my own and got it sent to his place. I was able to utilize some discounts here and there, student discount, military, whatever, so that by the time I get down there, it's all sitting there waiting for me to go crazy. Kenji, if you're watching this, I just want to point out that I love your reactions and your whole character in general. It's so authentic, and it just draws me in. Kenji! Kenji, you awake? I think he's asleep.
Oh, wow.
Well,
look at that shit.
What do you think?
Look at that, bro.
This is your setup, dude.
Man, that's insanity. Wait, let me get some. Yo, you should see the podcast setup. This is insanity. This is insanity. Bro, I couldn't even imagine that it would look anything close to this.
Dude, take a seat.
Listen to me.
Get over there.
My mind is blown. Yo.
Oh, look at you and your setup, bro.
Yeah. Call number one. Like, yo, this is just gonna be stupid.
I'll take it like that's a yes you like.
Yes! This is a yes. Who would ever thought this setup would be this? Dude, I'm blown away, man. Yo, I am completely blown away.
So that night, I was able to get everything set up to his liking. He invites all his friends over for a nice grill out to check out the space. I meet all his friends. They're the greatest people in the world. They treated me like family, and it was just such a good experience. We were able to even get some trial runs on the podcast just to have fun and see what they're sounding like. I taught him a few things with proper mic etiquette, etc. He's still learning that and picking it up, but I could tell he's having a good time. Okay, so update. Studio is like 90% done. I think Kenji loved it. Everything's looking great. We're missing a few things, small things, but things are functioning and it's sounding good. I'm very happy with how this turned out. Did not see this coming at the beginning of the day, but seeing it come to life right now, this is pretty cool. The next day, we take a trip out into the city Atlanta to enjoy the scene, take in the city, and just experience it all. This is my first time in Atlanta, and I have to say, the food here is amazing, and I'm very pleased with the vegan scene because they are killing it. Overall, this whole experience was amazing, and I loved every second of it. I absolutely cannot wait to go back out there because I'm sure I'm gonna need to see how he's doing and make sure everything's running properly. And when I do get back out there, Kenji, you better be the next Joe Rogan. That's all I'm saying. This was such a fun experience for me to turn a room that was essentially just an office space and turn it into this studio, this podcast studio that this man has been envisioning for so long. It was just fun to do, and it brought me a lot of joy to see his reaction when he saw the finished product. I had no idea what this space was gonna look like when I first saw it. And there were a few trial and errors when I was going through the whole thing. Moving the desk here, switching it out, putting the mics there, lighting here. This was one of my first times doing something like this, because even though I know how to do it all, I never actually had the opportunity to put it in action. So I'm very grateful that I finally had the chance to do so. Kenji, thank you again for allowing me into your home, treating me like a brother, and showing me what Atlanta has to offer. I truly feel like we're family now after this whole weekend and finally getting this project started for you. I cannot wait to see what you are able to create. Also, big shout out to our mutual friend Heather for giving us the opportunity to meet and starting this whole ball rolling. Anyways, I hope you guys like this video. It's something different. I hope I can do more of these because it was so fun. And it's a good opportunity for you guys to see what you're able to do with your knowledge. I never created one of these studios before for anybody, but I knew how to do it. If you can market that to someone else who wants to do this, then they'll fly you down, pay for your stay, treat you with delicious food, take you out to the city, and hopefully give you a little extra on the side just to do what you like to do. If you like the video, please make sure to subscribe, like, comment any questions you have down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. All right, so he just saw everything, and I think he likes it. Overall, I'm pretty hyped with how this turned out.
Like, you didn't forewarn me that this would be what it is.
This is it. Man. We did it.
We did it. We did it. You did it. Because of what you've done for me, I have to make this thing pop.
You gotta make it pop.
It'll pop. So the next time you're here, you'll be impressed. I'll impress you.
That's what I want to hear.
I'll impress you the next time you're here.
All right, give me that. We did good.
Bam, we did it.
Give me 5. Good job. Adios.